Hey, Facey. Let's see if I can share this. Okay, I'm not sure what to do there. Okay, so my name's Ada here, and I am currently curating a group of devoted mothers who legitimately are wanting to live their purpose with their children by their side in 2020. So the reason why I did this as the Jekyll and Hyde title is because this is like a major reason and something that I experience a lot and something that I see a lot of mothers that I talk to experience, and it's so related to your wealth. And I know, and in my experience, wealth comes from, it's not an external, like wealth isn't just money. It's about, it comes from cultivating an inner stability and an inner wealth, and being able to like be really present with what's in your life, and have the emotional intelligence and the stability and the capacity to actually start changing the stories in your head, which start with your relationships. And because we're mothers, and we have these like immediate exaggerated reflections of how we're doing, it's such an awesome place and playground for us to really build and cultivate our wealth. So it is my mission in 2020 to just create as many thriving mothers as possible. Thriving women who can navigate motherhood, business, projects, creativity, relationships, and all of those things, and integrate them in a way that doesn't have their energy fractionated, and like feel like it's split. So we're like threading ourselves over like so much ground and just wasting so much energy and kind of feeling like we're just treading water. Like that is not abundance, and we cannot create abundance from that space. And it's so easy to get lost in that space, and I know that no mother needs to go through that ever, period. But in Western society, we do. Western society more than say like heavily religious society, because they have more of a structure that supports mothers, like more of that village structure. Often what happens when a mother in Western society becomes a mother, she experiences like a whole lot of lack and depletion and confusion and like very high emotional state, because and she feels alone, which causes a whole bunch of issues, like mostly her being disconnected and kind of like buffeted around, and it's hard for her to like be very powerful and strong in who she is and what she's doing and how she's mothering, whether she's a solo mother or whether she's a single mother. It's universal, like it's across the board, like especially in Western culture. So the reason why this Jekyll and Hyde thing is happening is because we are not giving ourselves the space, the time, the permission even to, number one, like slow down and have patience with ourselves. Number two, like truly acknowledge that often the love that we are trying to give to our children, we may have never experienced before. Like there may be some kind of trauma, there may be some experiences in our experience and this is certainly my experience and a lot of the mothers that I work with, is that they know in their head what they want their mothering to look like, but to actually translate that is a challenge, because there's no worn path. There's no like specific way that they actually do that, apart from being able to slow down and really tap into their given gift of intuition, their given gift of womb intuition, their given gift of like mother's intuition, and really step back into and claim their power as a mother from a maiden. And this is massive, just to even acknowledge that as a mother. So that leads in like not being grounded, in kind of going at things from the wrong way, like trying to fix a symptom. Like, so say the symptom is my child's not listening to me, my relationship with my child feels strained, we're not close, or we're not as close as I'd like to be. Whatever the symptom is, it doesn't feel good. Like, you know, you're stretching yourself really far. Maybe your business isn't doing great. Maybe your creativity has dropped. Maybe you're just numb, like totally numb from motherhood, and you have no idea like where to step. And the reason why for all of this is that our nervous systems are just peaking, like on a high alert, and we just feel like we need to keep pushing through, and just getting to the next step, And so that's what creates this Jekyll and Hyde, like, I'm going to do this because in our heart, we truly want to do this. We know our child is good. We know we're a good mother. We know what we actually want, but we're not actually going to the root of ourself, like calming our nervous system down, allowing ourselves to relax and really like almost like make a plan, like, and change the stories that are playing in our heads. So, you know, the smallest things happens, we get impatient, our child doesn't listen as they do, or whatever happens, like they're chaos. Like, children are actual chaos in the best way. So something happens and we just lose it. And then we can go into like guilt, shame, all of that stuff, which once again causes more depletion. All of those energies are energies of lack, they're energies of scarcity. So a lot of mothers also, either if you're a solo mother or if you are dependent on your partner, can cause like more depletion, more not enoughness. So there can be so much scarcity around motherhood unless you are really attuned into abundance, like very intentionally. And this comes in all forms, like I don't have enough time, I'm not getting enough attention, I'm not appreciated enough, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer is a form of scarcity, and it's also like a massive block to your abundance. And it's like, if you imagine like quantum physics and you're in the I don't know, and you can only attract what you're being and who you are, you can, like, the only way to get out of that is to empower yourself, is to like really step into and take charge and empower yourself to develop the emotional intelligence to be able to move through trauma, and to be able to move through like your day in an effective way, where instead of looking at the lack, which is so natural and normal because of the lack of support that you probably do have, but like, and training yourself to really focus on the abundance that already exists in those places where you're seeing lack. So this is really about like finding a way to support yourself, like gifting yourself deeply supportive thoughts, and being like super intentional and focused, and finding patches in your day as a mother where you can do that, and finding like little techniques of like ways to talk to yourself. In this instance, affirmations probably won't work. And that's not to say that affirmations don't work. They 100% do, and they're like really potent and powerful. But if you're not in the receiving frame, like if you're stressed out, if your nervous system is on like peaking high, and hey KP, and like literally nothing can land. Like you're just so constricted, and that is like, so I always think of abundance as like this open kind of like receiving, beautiful, flowing, like I believe and know that all wealth, like creating tangible wealth and living your purpose as a mother, as a human, must come from this feeling first. Like you must cultivate your vibrational wealth first and foremost, like above and beyond anything, including your child, like, but learning how to really cultivate that with your child, through just like taking moments with them and sharing like time with them, sharing love with them, like integrating them into your day in a way that like you can get so much more done, like you can be so much more productive if you are integrating yourself as a mother, if you are emotionally connected to your purpose, if there is something bigger than you holding you, and you're not just in this numbed out, I'm a like milk machine, or like I'm constantly saying no, or all the stuff that mothers truly face, and having like your own awareness in that space, and your own little tricks, like your own little hacks to bring you up into the frequency of abundance. Like rich people, wealthy people, they already have that. People transcend wealth all the time, and the way that they do that is by constantly like priming their abundance. Like they're constantly putting themselves and finding a way, like no matter what, how like to shift their focus, to really be in the frequency, in the resonance, in the thoughts, to find a way to like deeply support themselves. And if they're born into money, like it's just there naturally. But if you weren't born into money, if you weren't born into wealth, if you weren't born into this way of thinking, which like the majority of the population right now sits in that space, then it's something that you get to practice. And the good news is that you absolutely can practice it. Like people do it all the time. But it's, first of all, you have to slow down, like really slow down. And the more you can slow down, the quicker you can move, the quicker you can take action, the quicker your inspiration can really truly land and inspire you. And by the way, when you do get inspired, it's so important to act on that inspiration, because it's like a wave, and if you're either on it or you're not, and it's not like you can't catch that wave later. The wave is there now. It's there or it's not there. You're on it or you're not on it. The universe, wealth, abundance, like speed, and also patience, which seems like it's like a what's the word? Like there's conflict in that, but like patience and speed actually go together, because when you can slow down, you have the faculty to be able to move faster and be more effective, and you can do like one single action that is like 100 times more potent than 100 little actions you do when you're under stress and when you're under pressure. Which, by the way, you can get stuff done in that phase, but it depletes your body. It like starts to really erode your mind. It can deplete your health. It's stressful. It doesn't feel good, and it doesn't have to be like that. Like abundance is not stress. Abundance is like moving effectively in a way that is like super powerful and super potent and fun, like enthusiastic, and you can still get a lot done. So I am really looking for mothers who want to live their purpose with their children by their side. And that may mean you may not know what your purpose is, or you may have like been connected to your purpose before you were a mother and you feel like maybe you've lost it in some way. Or, hey sister, good to see you. Or you may feel like you've lost it. Hey Erica, may feel like you've lost it like in some way. I'm also looking for mothers who, yes, so good to connect with you too. I'm also looking for mothers who are, who have in their heart, like who truly want to leave an impact in the world, who want to learn how to integrate motherhood and purpose and wealth, who have always had a desire to create wealth, and they know that there's a different way to do it, like that you don't have to hustle and force and push, and that it's like literally something that can emerge from you, like from your emotional inspiration, from your purpose, from you like cultivating your wealth, your vibrational wealth, and using motherhood as a cornerstone of that wealth. Because why not? Like it's so exaggerated. Motherhood's so exaggerated. Like it's like an instant reflection of how you're doing. Like it's a measure of like what's happening. And it's a measure of how much you can really stand in your power, how well you can define your boundaries, how well you can like create authority, and how well you can feel abundance in extreme pressure and sometimes extreme scarcity. And really notice like the instant reflection that you can have as a mother and as a human, and in like really nurturing yourself, nurturing your child, nurturing your family, affecting your community, then we're affecting the world. Like, I truly believe that mothers have a really powerful space in like this time in evolution, not just as mothers, but I think that we carry so much wisdom that is really being called forward, that is asking to be shared now, like not later, not when your child is old enough. It's like, how do you teach your child to live their purpose? It's not by words, it's not by talking, it's by doing. Like, our children need to see us like living our purpose. Our children need to see us like caring for others, being of service, like sharing our gifts. That is what is going to have the most maximum impact in how they're grown up, or how they grow up, how they share their gifts. Like, whether they spend 10 years in the freaking wilderness on the knife edge of like, you know, maybe taking drugs, you know, being in like weird situations, or whether they come into their own purpose at a young age. And that's what I believe that the Abundant Mama will do for you and for other mothers. So what we'll be doing there is we'll be doing like weekly and monthly, we'll be doing monthly soul session calls. We'll be doing stuff around how to prime your energy, like how to really be in flow, and how to slow down and be present with what's happening in your life, and how to use what's in your life to literally transform the way that you experience your life, and therefore what is coming to you. Rewiring like all of the stories that you have around wealth, abundance, like all of the limitations that are keeping you playing small, like literally just doing circles around and around and around. So rewiring those stories, like, which are really simple. It's just language. They're just thoughts. Like, you get to be that powerful. And we'll be sharing like practical abundance techniques and abundance hacks, like from Abraham, from my coaching, from my kinesiology. Just being surrounded by women and mothers who are on the same path as you, who are wanting to live their purpose with their children by their side, who are wanting to create wealth. There is a certain kind of momentum and elevation that is priceless. Like, it's priceless. So if you are keen on that, then please do click on the link to the Abundant Mama. We're starting on the 2nd of Jan. It's going to be a 3-day focus group for mothers to really step into their abundance, really connect to self, really step into their leadership through motherhood, however that looks. If that just means like you being an awesome mother at home, like a loving, awesome mother who supports their husband, and you carrying that frequency and that vibe supports your husband to like earn more money, then that's what it means. But if it means that you have projects that you want to birth, it means that you have a business that's struggling, if it means that you're looking to start a business or you're looking to start a project, whatever it means, like it means so many different things to so many different women. But this truly is the year for, I believe, it's definitely the year for me, and I want to take as many mothers as I can with me, so I'd love to see you there. The link is in the words for this live, and there's just a couple of questions and then you'll be in. I'd love to see you there.